stuck in a projection of fear and how to deal with it. So I'm going to give you a couple of examples about what this looks like. Hey guys, hey YouTube, what's up? My name is Ashlyn Wolf. I'm a completion process practitioner, extrasensory coach, and shaman, and I also do parts work. You can book a session with me at lushheartsblossoming.com or find out more info about me there. I'm going to give you some examples to explain what I mean by this. When we are stuck in a projection of fear, when we are stuck in a situation where we are terrified and it's not real. In that moment, it's not real. It's real for us though. Okay, so I'm gonna give you examples. A little girl has PTSD, and every time the lights go off, she relives that PTSD. She grows up as a woman, and when she's left home alone, her husband is out, she becomes terrified when the lights go out at night, that somebody is breaking into her home, that she's going to be attacked, right? Really, really deeply scary thoughts and fears. And it's this anxiety attack that is so real for her in that moment that she can't think of anything else. She can barely breathe. She's freaking out. Right. But that experience is actually real for her in that moment, because even though it hasn't progressed to the point of she is being physically attacked in the physical dimension, she is feeling all the feelings and experiencing all the things that come along with an experience like that in the here and now when it's not even happening to her. I'm going to give you another example. A little boy in childhood is constantly manipulated and tricked and taken advantage of and used. In his adult life, he begins to blame people for things they haven't done yet and assume the worst of people, and he starts living in this fear reality and this dynamic of them doing these things to him and thinking of all the things that they might do to him before they have done anything, even if they may not ever do anything. And in that moment, again, he's living the trauma of them actually doing this over and over again. So we get stuck in these alternative realities where we're actually living a projection of our past experiences into the present moment and into the future, because those traumas live within us. So the first thing that we have to do is we have to question, what proof do I have that this is actually happening right now? What past experiences could be constructing my view of reality to tell me that this could or is happening right now? We have to really sit with these questions, and we have to really push ourselves to think about, okay, what is real in this moment outside of this experience? Okay, the bed underneath me is real, the walls around me are real, things like that. Another thing is to try to change the circumstances in your reality. In this case scenario, the trigger for the little girl and the woman is darkness and being left alone. So what she can do, she can turn on the lights, she can lock all doors possible, and she can find some way to call someone on the phone or to stay connected with someone. With the explanation of the man, what he can do is he can directly talk with people about his fears. You know, I've been treated this way in the past, and this has been my experience. And I really need to hear a security and a validation that you're not going to do those things to me, and that you understand that these are my boundaries, and that you understand that this is what I need in order to feel safe. So he needs to get better at voicing what his boundaries and his experience of safety are in relationships, and being very clear that this is what I'm available for, and I will not accept any less, and I don't want to see any less coming from you if you want to stay in my life. So what we need to do is we need to change the physical elements of our experience. We need to ground ourselves back into what is real about this moment, and really push ourselves about what proof do we have that this bad thing or this experience is actually really happening. We then have to ask ourselves, okay, if I can't know for sure if this thing is happening or not happening right now, can I be open to the possibility that it's not actually happening? Can I be open to the possibility that maybe better things are in store for me today, or better things are in store for me in my future, right? Because this is coming from a part that has been through so many bad things and so much trauma that it starts to anticipate bad things happening as a way to protect itself in advance, right? So if I'm uncertain in this situation, how can I see what the possibilities are? What is the possibility of a better situation than the one that I'm projecting into the present moment or into the future? What are some other potential possibilities that could happen for me? And can I be open to the idea that I might actually get that instead, and that I can actually create and have an impact on that happening? We feel uncertain about whether we're gonna get more bad things in our life or whether we're gonna get more good things in our life. So we have to hold that fear and that uncertainty within us, and we have to let it know that it's valid. Of course, you've experienced these bad things in the past. Of course, it's valid that you feel that way. What can I control in this situation? What can't I control in this situation? What can I know is real? How can I prove what is real or not real in this situation and in this moment? We can have more control over these realities. And when we're in this alternate reality, the first thing is to recognize that you're in this pattern, right? Because the biggest issue that people have is that they make it so real that they're not even questioning or realizing that they're in a space of anxiety, and they are committed to this idea or this notion that what I'm afraid of in this moment is actually taking place. We have to catch ourselves when we're going through this, and you start catching yourself when you're in this pattern by recognizing, okay, I'm in this pattern right now. It's happening right now. So even when you recognize, okay, I'm in this fear, I'm in this anxiety, it doesn't matter, because it's already going to start pulling you over to this reality where it is real and it is happening, even if you've just established that you're having an anxiety attack and you can't know for sure. So the second that you recognize this pattern, you have to immediately start doing things about it to bring yourself back to reality. And you have to do a lot of work to take yourself out of the anxiety itself and just ground into your body. Try doing deep breaths into your stomach and breathing out the mouth. Try splashing some cold water on your face. Try holding some crystals or getting somebody to hug you tight or compress you tight if that's available to you. You can wrap yourself in a weighted blanket. You can do some light yoga or exercises. You can go for a run or for a walk, depending on what your trigger is. That might help or that might make it worse. But what you need to do is you need to change your physical action. You need to get out of the story, because if it is really happening, I can promise you that our survival is very good. And by getting out of the story of what's happening, it's not going to stop you from being heightened and aware. You're already heightened, you're already aware, you're already in survival. So you need to get into a state of response and control over yourself, because that's ultimately going to help you the most in these situations. So allow yourself to ground, allow yourself to change the physical surroundings, the environment, and to ground into your body, to move your body, to do things with your body, to calm your nervous system, and to get out of the story. And from there, you can try to work yourself into reality, and you can try to calm yourself out of this projected fear. Thanks so much for watching.